You know, it's really weird how a lot of the Star Wars armors just look like they're from the Wild West. Like this, like my dude has. I mean, they're not assless chaps, but I mean, just look at them. Anyway, what's cracking with you people? Anansi here, and welcome back to Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. In the last one, we made it down into the lower city and talked to Javar, collected a couple of bounties, cleared up a couple of other bounties, and helped Twi'lek achieve her dream of being a dancer. And this one, we're going to continue onwards and see what else we can find. Let's see, so no, not this way. I think we need to go.
I told you to leave me alone. So give me some space, Bug-Eye. Your breath smells like bantha poodoo.
Little girl should not be in bar. There's no place, little girl. If little girl's smart, she run away home now.
Who you calling little girl, Chuba Face?
Little girl needs lesson in manners.
Just a sec, boys. Zalbar, a little help here? I need you to rip the legs off some insects.
Mission, I'm busy. They just brought my food.
Quit complaining. You can finish eating later. Besides, you need the exercise, so get over here.
We don't want trouble, Wookiee. Our problem with you, little girl.
You got a problem with me? Then you got a problem with Big Z. So unless you want to take on my furry friend, I suggest you greenies hop on out of here.
Little girl lucky she has big friend. And just like that, we find someone incredibly sassy. Well, since the last guy we talked to tried to kill us, let's try our luck here. Hello!
Say, I don't recognize you, and I know pretty much everyone in the lower city. You must be new down here. I guess that makes me and Big Z your official welcoming committee.
Hey! We speak to... Are these really the only responses to this? I could have sworn... I don't remember this at all. That's weird. A Twi'lek who speaks Galactic Basic. I don't want to come off as a racist, but this is not good. Are these really the best options we got? What the heck, BioWare? Hey, we speak the same language.
It's not that strange. Most aliens can speak Basic, they just prefer to use their own language. But I grew up here on Terra, so I just sort of got used to speaking the native tongue. My name's Mission Veo, and this big Wookiee is my best friend Zalbar. I'd offer to give you a tour, but the streets down here aren't safe. But if there's anything else you need...
How do a Wookiee and a Twi'lek street urchin... Let's try that one more time. How do a Wookiee and a Twi'lek street urchin end up as best friends?
We just kind of fell in together. It ain't easy on your own here in the lower city. Everyone's always looking to push you around. When I met up with Zalbar, it seemed like a pretty good match. I knew we could look out for each other. With my street smarts and his muscle, we make a great team.
Can I ask you some questions?
Well, you came to the right person. If you want info on Lower Terrace, I'm the one to talk to. Davik, the lower city gangs. I even got the scoop on that bounty hunter, Calo Nord.
Okay, tell me about Davik. We've been hearing his name a lot around here. We know that he's a legitimate businessman, but I feel like there's more to it than that.
Davik's part of the Intergalactic Crime Syndicate, but I guess everyone knows that. But I hear he's got a new ship for his smuggling operations, the Ebon Hawk. I don't know much about space travel, but I hear that ship's fast enough to break the Sith blockade. Of course, this is all just secondhand rumor. If Davik does have a ship, he's got it locked up in his estate. Nobody gets in there, except the people working for Davik and the Exchange.
Okay, tell me about the lower city gangs. I know about the Black Volkers, and I think they made some comment about something else. But let's hear about lower city gangs.
There's only two gangs worth worrying about here in the lower city. The Black Bulkers and the Hidden Beks. Sometimes Zalbar and I hang out at the Bek base. The Beks are led by Gadden Thek. He's a good guy. Lost his sight in his swoop bike accident a few years ago, but even blind, he's a great leader. Not like that traitor Brezhik. Before he took over the Volkers, he was a Hidden Bek. Gadden considered that ungrateful space slug his adopted son.
Why did Brezhik leave the Hidden Beks? It sounds like he had a pretty good setup there.
When Gadden went blind, everyone figured he'd step down and appoint Brezhik in his place. But Gadden figured Brezhik wasn't ready yet. He wanted him to wait a few years. But Brezhik was too impatient. He left to join the Volkers, and ever since, he's been waging a war to wipe Gadden and his Beks from the face of Terrace. This gang war in the lower city is totally the Volkers' fault. They're the ones killing everything that moves out on the streets. It's like they've gone insane.
Well, we did see that. We did see that when we first walked down here. The Volkars and the Beks were in a bit of a tussle, and it looked like the Volkars were instigating it. But still, we essentially have what feels like a father-son rivalry, or a father-son blood feud. I mean, adopted son essentially, or just someone really close. Like, yeah, he lost his sight. Obviously, he's gonna sit down, and he was like, "How about no?" and then it looks like Brezhik's like, "How about screw you? I'm gonna go find my own gang with blackjack and hookers." Tell me about Calo Nord. He doesn't seem like the talkative type.
Calo Nord's one of the most famous bounty hunters in the galaxy. He's killed more people than the Iridian Plague. I've seen him kill people just for trying to talk to him. He hangs around Zach's bounty office, but I don't think he's looking for work there. All the postings there are small time, way beneath a bounty hunter of his caliber. I figure Calo's been hired by Davik to do a special job for the exchange. I'd wager 1,000 credits that as soon as the quarantine ends, he'll be getting off this rock.
Okay, so we learned a little bit. I guess I'll be going now. Thanks for the info, mission.
You going? Yeah, this dive is pretty boring. No action around here. Come on, Big Z, let's go.
But I haven't finished eating!
Can't you think about something besides your stomach for 5 minutes? Come on. We'll go see if there's anything good to eat at the Bek base.
Alright, and just like that, we learned a little bit more. Let's see what a lore Terrace citizen has to say.
I saw Davik's new starship at the spaceport before the quarantine. They say it's the fastest ship on Terrace. Calls it the Ebon Hawk.
Which we just learned.
I heard Davik's hired a Mandalorian mercenary to work for him. I didn't know there were any of them left after the Mandalore Wars.
Mandalorian mercenaries? Huh, interesting. And here's a Jagacha. This is a character that I think we've only seen once in the movies. I want to say it was in the prequel. No, wait. No, yeah, we saw him once in A New Hope. I think in the Mos Eisley Cantina. I think we saw him once in Phantom Menace on Tatooine, but not as music gets mentioned very often. What do you want, human? You come to stare like others here on Terrace? You think we are strange? Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. Okay, you're not here to offend me. Okay, you're not here to offend we. What do you want then? I want to ask you some questions. Questions? What kind of questions? What planet are you from? You couldn't say it, and don't have the ears for it. 2 voices create the name, and 4 ears hear the true sound. But your kind would call our home Sorges, a small world far off the Perlinium trade route. What kind of creature are you? In your one-voice tongue, you would call our kind Perjuag. Can you tell me about your homeworld? Talking about our home only makes this quarantine more difficult to bear. Forgive us, human, but we do not wish to be reminded. I notice your other head doesn't have much to say. Nothing that you would hear, at least. Well, what do you know about Terrace? Nothing. We were only stopping here to get supplies when the Sith attacked. They imposed a quarantine on all ships that had landed on Terrace. It sucks to be you, my dude. Now we are stuck here on a world that hates non-humans. Not a good place to be. Yeah, damn it. Shoot, man, that's a tough break, my guy. I guess I'll be going now. Good, leave us alone. We just want quarantine to end so we can go back home. I mean, I don't blame you at that point. So basically, it's a two-headed species, and it sounds like this head speaks in a different language, while the head on the back actually speaks in a language that anyone can understand. At least that's what it sounds like, anyway. Well, I guess with that out the way, let's go ahead and dip on out of here. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a minute, so I kind of had to remember where the exit is. I think it's right here. That's right here. Yeah, I used to have the map memorized like crazy. That's right. He sells Pizarro. I have to remember to visit him later. You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Ready? Sure.
Right, that is the thing, isn't it? Like, your party member cannot be far away from you for some odd reason before you exit the place. That was kind of weird. I don't know why that was a thing. More than 2 years into the Sith War, the Jedi set a trap for Revan and Malak. Only Malak escaped. Yeah, I don't know why it's like that in this game. I think it's like that in the sequel as well, but it's just one of those odd design choices. Now this is where we were, so we're going to keep continuing down this way. Oh, there's the Hidden Bek base. And there's a Hidden Bek lookout. Well, we heard from Mission that the Beks were friendlier, so why not talk to them? But yeah, we learned a lot from Mission. She had a lot to say.
Hey, you can't just walk in here. This is the Hidden Bek base. How do I know you're not a Vulcar spy sent to kill Gadon Thek?
Like, I need Gadon's help. I was told to speak to him.
A lot of people want to go inside and speak to Gadon. He's a hero of the common folk. But the days of the Hidden Bek's open-door policy are gone. Between the Sith conquest and the Vulcar gang war, Gadon has more enemies than he used to. We're being careful about who we let in now.
I don't think my persuade's high enough, but we'll give it a shot. Maybe a bribe could get me in?
My loyalty's not for sale. I've been with the Hidden Beks for years, and I'm not going to desert Gadon now just because everyone is turning against him.
Okay, well then, maybe I could be an ally against all those enemies.
Well, we do need all the help we can get. And you don't look like you're with the Vulcars or the Sith. Besides, it's not like you can do anything to harm Gadon in the heart of his own base. Not with Zerdra watching his back.
So you're going to let me in?
Go in and speak to Gadon if you want. Just remember to be on your best behavior. The Hidden Beks are watching you.
That has got to be one of the weirdest accents I've ever heard in a game. I don't even know. Well, let's go to the Hidden Bek base and see what we can find here. So yeah, we learned a lot from Mission. That apparently Davik has a really fast ship that can break the blockade. Calo Nord it sounds like he's only here to do special business for a bigger entity that Davik works for. And the gang war going on is between essentially the good guys and the bad guys. So it's not just like a gang war. Okay, not a bad side we got here, my dudes. Hidden Bek, and really, the leader of the gang is a black dude. Okay, bye. We're all bites.
Hold it right there. Who are you, and what is your business with Gadon?
Calm down, Zerdra. Nobody's going to try anything here in the middle of our own base. It would be a suicide mission.
You're too trusting, Gadon. Brezhik and his Vulcars want you dead. Anyone we don't know is a potential threat, and it's my job to make sure you're safe.
Do you want us to start attacking strangers on sight, Zerdra? Like the Vulcars do? I will never let it come to that. Now step aside and let them pass.
As you wish. You can speak to Gadden if you want, but I've got my eye on you. You try anything and you'll be vaporized before you can say Vulkar's spy.
Is Gavin Feck voiced by Phil Lamar? Because that sounds remarkably like Jon Stewart Green Lantern from the Justice League series. I'll have to look that up off screen because now I'm starting to wonder. Hey, Gadden, what's going on?
You'll have to forgive Zerdra. Ever since Brejik and the Vulkars began this war against us, she's been a little overzealous in her security duties. And the problems with the Sith haven't helped things. Zerdra seems to forget that I know how to look after myself. Now, how can I help you?
You have problems with the Sith?
A foreign army invades Terrace, declares martial law, and locks down all travel to and from the planet? You damn well bet I have a problem with that. If the Sith ever moved in down here, all the swoop gangs would unite against them. We'd use hit-and-run guerrilla tactics to pick them off. Their casualties would be enormous.
Don't fool yourself. The Sith would never commit to that kind of operation. They'd probably do something much more grand and deadly.
But so far, the Sith have stayed out of the lower city, and our strength is wasted on this stupid gang war. I tried to explain this to Brejik, but he and his Vulkars won't listen.
Okay, well, I need some information on those Republic escape pods that crashed in the Undercity.
The escape pods? You know, I heard the Sith have been asking around the upper city about them as well. But you don't look like you're with the Sith.
They might be spies, Gadden. They might be working for the Sith.
Calm down, Zerdra. If the Sith thought we knew anything useful, they'd have a battalion of troops kicking down our door. No, I think this off-worlder has his own agenda.
Don't worry. I'm not working for the Sith.
I suppose I could tell you what I know. It's not like it could do any harm to me or my gang. But it might cause problems for the Vulkars, and that's okay in my book. The Vulkars stripped those pods clean within hours after they landed. It's too bad we didn't get there first, considering what my spies reported the Vulkars found. A female Republic officer named Bastila survived the crash. We Beks don't believe in intergalactic slavery, but the Vulkars aren't so picky. They took her prisoner.
Bastila's a slave? What will happen to her now?
Normally, the Vulkars would take a captured slave and sell them for a nice profit to Davik, or an off-world slaver. But a Republic officer is no ordinary catch.
I still think Bastila's just a Republic officer. That could work to our advantage. Maybe she'll even figure out a way to escape from the Vulkar base on her own.
She's too valuable to leave with the Vulkar scum at the base. Brejik's probably got your Republic friend hidden away somewhere safe until the big swoop race. You'll never find her.
Swoop race? What does that have to do with it?
I'm afraid your friend has become a pawn in Brejik's game to take over the lower city. He's offered her up as the Vulkar's share of the prize in the annual swoop gang race. By putting up such a valuable prize, Brejik hopes to win the loyalty of some of the smaller gangs. Their numbers will allow him to finally destroy me and my followers.
So how do you propose we go about rescuing Bastila then? Well, we can't fight all the gangs.
The only hope you have of rescuing Bastila is to somehow win the big season opener of the swoop race.
Gadden, can you help me with this?
I might be able to help you with this, if you'd be willing to help us. We both have something to gain here, and much to lose.
What are you proposing? Or better yet, let's see what the other options are. Okay, so what are you proposing?
The swoop race is for the lower city gangs only. I could sponsor you as a rider for the Hidden Beks this year. If you win the race, you'll win your friend's freedom. But first, you have to do something for me. My mechanics have developed an accelerator for a swoop engine. A bike with the accelerator installed can beat any other swoop out there. But the Vulkars stole the prototype from us. They plan to use it to guarantee a victory in this year's swoop race. I need you to break into their base and steal it back.
How am I supposed to get inside the Vulkar base?
Getting into the Vulkar base won't be easy. The front doors are locked tight. But I know someone who might be able to get you in the back way. Mission Veo.
Mission? Gaddon, you can't be serious. She's just a kid. How is she supposed to help them with this?
Mission's explored every step of every back alley in the lower city. Plus, she knows the undercity sewers better than anyone. If anyone can get inside the Vulcar base, it's her.
Okay, isn't there someone else who can help me? Because I kind of just missed her.
Don't underestimate Mission or her Wookiee friend Zalbar. They're a formidable pair. Tough enough to go exploring the Undercity by themselves. Your best bet is to look for her in the Undercity. But you'll need some way past the Sith guard post at the elevator.
I got past the upper city guard, no problem.
A simple disguise might have worked on the upper city guard, but the security down here is much tougher. You'll need the proper papers to get past him. Luckily, my gang ambushed one of the Sith patrols headed down to the Undercity. They never made it, and their security papers fell into my hands. Since we're working together now, I suppose I could give them to you in exchange for your uniforms. With the security papers, you won't need a disguise anyway.
What do you want with the Sith uniforms?
I like to be prepared. Eventually, the Sith are going to try to drive us out of the Undercity. Sith disguises might give my people the edge we need in a crucial battle.
Okay, now I'll trade the uniforms for the papers.
Good choice. Thanks for the uniforms. You won't need them with these security papers anyway. Now, is there anything else I can do for you?
I want to ask you some questions.
Your time would probably be better spent going after the prototype swoop engine the Vulcar stole from us. But I'll answer your questions if I can.
So, you can ask him about his eyes, but once again, it's worded so poorly. It's like, what's up with your freaky eyes, old man? Or, is there something wrong with your eyes? Because this one is so freaking rude, and so is this one. You said you were having problems with the Sith.
A foreign army invades Terrace, declares martial law, and locks down all travel to and from the planet? You damn well bet I have a problem with that. If the Sith ever moved in...
Don't fool yourself.
So yeah, so some of these are just basically just retreading old ground, so...
Your time...
So just be careful of how you ask these questions. Why are Brejik and the Vulcars at war with you?
When I lost my sight in the swoop bike accident, everyone assumed I would step down as leader of the Hidden Beks and let Brejik, my most trusted follower, take over. But with my ocular implants, I can still see well enough to lead this gang, and I knew Brejik wasn't ready to take over yet. Unfortunately, Brejik didn't agree with me. In a rage, he left to join our arch-rivals, the Black Vulcars. A lot of the younger gang members followed him, and soon he and his followers had taken control of the Vulcar gang.
But why start a gang war with the Beks?
Brejik is a proud man. My decision was a public humiliation for him. Maybe if I had stepped down, this gang war could have been avoided.
Don't fool yourself, Gaddon. Brejik wants to control the lower city gangs. If you'd stepped down, he'd have led the Beks against the Vulcars. He wanted this war, one way or another.
I know you're right, Zerdra. Brejik won't rest until I am dead and the Beks are no more. But it's hard to accept the truth of his betrayal.
So yeah, if you want to know about his eyes, this is by far the best way to go about it. He just mentioned that he lost in a swoop bike accident. So yeah.
Feel free to come back anytime. We're not like those Vulcar savages. Strangers are welcome in the Bek base.
Okay, let's talk to Zerdra.
You can speak to Gaddon if you want, but I've got my eye on you. You try anything and you'll be vaporized before you can say Vulcar spy.
And that's all she says. Let's explore around the base a bit. So yeah, the Hidden Beks. Okay, locked. We can go in here. Plasteel cylinder, so plastic steel, okay. Ion grenades, those are good, those are effective against droids. Brejik is nothing but scum. I don't know why those Vulcars follow him. Gaddon's 10 times the man he is. Okay. We should have wiped out the Vulcars. We should have wiped the Vulcars out long ago. But Gaddon thought he could reason with Brejik and prevent a war. I guess we know better now. So it looks like Gadden isn't without his fair share of critics, even within his own base. Which it's refreshing to see, because you always see too often in these instances where it's like, okay, here's this great leader everybody looks up to, and he is without scrutiny, but it's like, no, it's like, yeah, we probably should have done something like that a while ago. Now we can't get into there, and I don't want to start a fight. Even then, my security skills are high enough, and we should be getting into there eventually anyway. Okay, let's go through here. Never hurts to look around. Security door. Okay. Well, I guess with that, we're going to finish explore. We're going to go ahead and leave and continue on down the hall. We are now without our Sith uniform, so my butt no longer looks fantastic in that black and silver. But we have paperwork to get us into and out of the lower city and undercity, no problem. To fight Darth Revan, the Jedi used Bastila battle meditation to board the Sith flagship. Okay, so quick question: how do y'all feel about? Because I know this happens. I don't believe they do this in modern Western RPGs. But how do you feel about games dropping like little lore bits like that in the loading screens? I'm gonna let you know up front. Okay, we got that. I don't have to worry about too much. Because I'm gonna let you know up front, they do make mention of what happened with the raid. Okay, so Karth is stunned right now. That's what those X's stand for. That means that your party member is either incapacitated or he's either incapacitated or dead. Or it's basically just, well, not dead. They're just incapacitated. It's something to keep in mind. But yeah, how do y'all feel about well, incapacitated or stunned, I should say. But yeah, how do y'all feel about games dropping lore hints like that in loading screens? Just to give you something to kind of read as you pass the time. You know, on the one hand, because they do make mention of what happens with Bastila, like everything. Because like unlike BioWare's Jade Empire, which follows up their tenure, which is the follow up to Knights Republic. They want to do something different. Unlike Jade Empire, Knights Republic does a good job of making sure that everything you learn in the loading screens is elaborated upon in game. So you won't ever have to worry about having having a lore thing dropped on you in the game and never have it in the loading screen and never have it explained in the game. You know, so I wonder how y'all feel about that. Let me know in the comments. Let's keep it on.
You guys are behind with your payments. What do you think just because you're in some gang, you don't have to give Davik his cut?
I don't see Davik doing anything for a share. We do all the work. Davik claims it's part of the exchange, so let's see him prove it. Oh, Davik claims he's part of the exchange, so let's see him prove it. Yeah, let's see the big crime lord come and get his money from the Black Volkars.
Ah, so you want to play this the hard way? Okay.
Oh, hey, Candaris. We didn't know you were working for Davik now. Yeah, we were just goofing around here. We don't want no trouble with a Mandalorian. Here's Davik's cut.
I knew you boys would see reason. Now get out of here.
Too bad. I was looking forward to cracking some heads.
Maybe next time, Candaris. I better get this over to Davik. I'll call you if anyone else gets behind on their payments.
Huh, so this must be the Mandalorian that we heard that was working for Davik. Can we go inside there? Maybe. I'll get to that in a second. So let's see. Can I go in here? Lower City Apartments. Okay, so this goes somewhere else. Oh no! I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. No. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, that's my bad. I'm going to reload. I'll be right back. I got to reload that. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so let that be a lesson to you. If you go any further, you missed a chance to talk to this guy, and you want to talk to him. Candorus Ordo.
Those Vulkars are dumber than a Coruscant granite slug. They actually think being in that pathetic little gang of theirs makes them important. Gadon keeps his hidden Beks in line, but Brezhik's getting dreams of grandeur. If Davik's smart, he'll slap that young punk back down.
Who are you?
I'm someone you don't want to get on the bad side of. And I'm not one for small talk. I don't have time to stick around here anyway. Davik's got me working on a special assignment.
And that's all he says. Okay, my bad. I thought he said more, but I guess not. But yeah, if you go this way, you'll go to the Lower City Apartments. That's going to show you where this kind of exit out to, because it is nice to know where this is, because there's more than one way in. No, wait, my bad. This is a different set of Lower City Apartments. I thought this transferred somewhere else. My bad. You seem to be taking great interest in our progress. Do you need something, little man? Quiet, Lupro. That's Kalonor, the infamous bounty hunter.
There's a bounty on your little green heads. I'm here to collect.
The only way you'll collect that bounty is over our cold, dead bodies.
That's the plan.
And just like that, he's gone. So yeah, we're going to call it a part here today because, man, oh man, did I forget there was a second set of Lower City Apartments. A lot happened there. Bumped into Candorus Ordo, we met Mission Veo, bumped into Gadon Thek, got sent on a quest to try to retrieve a swoop bike engine, learned that Bast's still alive, so we need to get the engine to save her life, and we just saw Kalonor gun down 2 bounties like they were nothing. So in the next one, we're going to take care of something else. I've been Anansi, you've been awesome. I'll catch you later.